Good evening, everybody. This is Allen Devlin here with Atlanta News First, and we've got a little bit of a breaking news situation that I wanted to walk you guys through very briefly here and talk to you a little bit about what's going on right now outside of the King Center. We actually just had a live camera up. I'm going to go to it right now. So this is our photographer who is there on site. What we're looking at is a live look from the King Center, or near the King Center, where hundreds of protesters have been gathered earlier today, this evening I should say, who were protesting what they call Cop City, what everyone else would call the future site of the Atlanta Public Safety Training Facility. Trying to see exactly what we're working with, and bear with me here, guys, because this is just into the newsroom and we're working to figure out exactly what is going on. But while the photographer is getting that situated, I know Patrick Quinn was out there earlier today. We've been covering this all day long pretty much. Thank you for joining us again. My name is Allen Devlin. I'm an anchor here with Atlanta News First. And some quick details. You guys are aware of the coverage we've been providing with this training facility. There's a lot of back and forth with whether it should be there, whether it shouldn't, the parameters around its construction, and a lot of people have been pretty upset about the fact that it's going up. And when I say a lot, I don't mean most, I mean some, but enough to matter. And as you can see here by the video we just kind of showed you there, they are right now protesting again the building of this site. We're going to go back to that once our photographer kind of gets things squared away. We can actually see what's happening right there. Thank you for bearing with us. This is very, very quick, fast-paced. This is kind of like the way things work here in the newsroom, where sometimes we don't have all of our ducks in a row as much as we'd like to, but we want to make sure that we are putting you on notice when stuff like this is happening around Atlanta. But I promise you we will have that squared away in just a little bit. In the meantime, I want to talk about some of our top stories here this fine March 9th. It's Thursday, which means it's almost Friday, which means it's almost the weekend. So hopefully your week has been wonderful. I want to jump right into some of our stories today. The first story I want to talk about is something that has been developing here for the last several months, and even into last night and into today. So you are more than aware of the 16-year-old Susana Morales, who unfortunately her body was found weeks ago in a wooded area, and a ex-Doraville police officer has been charged, accused in her death. And so this story continues to develop. Right now, what we've got is the family of Susana Morales demanding that the police department continues to investigate exactly how this happened. They're saying that the Gwinnett County Police Department dismissed their concerns back when Susana first went missing and said that this was a runaway case. And so this is all according to the family. They have started a website, justiceforsusana.com, with a petition for the Gwinnett County Police Department to look into exactly why and how this man right here, Miles Bryant, who you're looking at right here, who's got a long laundry list of things that he has been accused and alleged of doing, how Miles Bryant was able to do what he did, and how the police department did not look into Susana's disappearance sooner. The family is saying that maybe if they had of, she'd still be alive today. Take a listen to what one of the family members had to say earlier. And again, this is a view of that family at this presser earlier today, discussing what they want to see from the police department. Our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to this family as they're dealing with what has been a terrible actually about a year now since she actually went missing, several weeks since we unfortunately discovered that she had passed at what police are saying the hands of Miles Bryant. We will continue to update you more on that story as it becomes available. We've got more coming up at 9, 10, and 11 as well on that press conference, as well as more information about that process. The next thing I want to tell you about here is a story that happened earlier today, but it continues to kind of have rippling effects. There was a police chase on I-20 that ended on I-20 West, I should say, and it started actually in Rockdale County, and that is kind of the mess of where these things can go. You've got one person not only putting people in harm's way, but then disrupting traffic for hours. Take a look at this video right here. This is I-20 West, and it was shut down after that man started running from police in Rockdale County. Police say that he, earlier this week, tried to hit a deputy with his car and got away from that scene. That's when the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office recognized the same vehicle and then pursued him all the way to I-20 West, where he crashed. Police say that a man then got out of the car and then ran across the highway. That is when deputies opened fire, striking him. We do not know that suspect's name or his condition at this time, but we do know that he was shot. Here's a little bit about what one of those deputies had to say about that interaction.
When we left the scene, he was alive and breathing. To my knowledge, there is not any life-threatening, circumstances.
So again, right now, the roads are clear. This was much earlier today, but we're still waiting on what the GBI is going to say about this investigation because they're looking into any officer-involved shooting. That is protocol. We're also wondering, trying to figure out exactly why these officers opened fire on this gentleman. There had to be a perceived threat there as to why they would make that decision. Once we get that back from the GBI, we'll be sure to let you know. The last story I want to talk to you guys about is one I actually flashed this lower third earlier, but I wasn't ready to talk about it just yet. An educator has been accused of drinking alcohol on the job with children inside her classroom. And this is an ongoing investigation. According to arrest warrants, a woman by the name of, and I want to make sure I get her name right here before I go into it, Jean Warnkin. Jean Warnkin, an educator there at Davis Elementary, had alcohol in a cup. It wasn't an alcohol bottle or a can. It was a plastic styrofoam cup. And she was consuming that alcohol while she was on the campus, on the job with students in her classroom. I want to let you guys take a listen. Chelsea Bimeford kind of walked us through this earlier today. She'll be able to explain this whole thing a lot better than I can.
Oh, it's definitely a concern.
Our cameras were rolling Thursday afternoon as parents picked up their kids from Davis Elementary School. These moms told us they received an email from the principal Thursday morning notifying them that a staff member had allegedly been caught with alcohol on school property.
Certainly as a parent, I was concerned when I saw that communication.
A Cobb County arrest warrant says Jean Warnkin was in possession of alcohol on public school grounds on March 3rd. The warrant also says she had a plastic cup with a lid and straw containing an alcoholic beverage inside of a classroom with students.
As a parent, you feel scared and you feel like, could there be other teachers,
Davis Elementary tweeted this photo of Warnkin in May of 2020 when she was named the Certified Employee of the Year. A Cobb School spokesperson confirms Warnkin was a paraprofessional, but no longer works for the district. The statement said in part, Cobb Schools police and local administration are working with the police investigation into a paraprofessional. We expect all employees to support students as professionals and uphold district policy. Now, some Cobb County parents are calling on the school district for stronger background checks and practices when it comes to hiring educators.
Is the school using the right protocol to recruit these teachers? Are they randomly testing the teachers for drugs? That happens in a private workplace all the time.